and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining us right here on The Right View. Before we get started, I want to tell you about one of our sponsors, AMAC. As we approach another critical election, a wave of concern washes over America. Recent studies reveal that an astonishing 56% of our fellow citizens report feelings of anxiety or dread about the upcoming presidential election. That's why I stand with AMAC. AMAC is more than a senior discount organization. During these challenging times, they fight for common sense and hope that our nation returns to traditional American values. Visit amac.us/Lara today to seize an exclusive election year special, a 4-year AMAC membership for just $30. As an AMAC member, you not only enjoy money-saving benefits, but also the AMAC magazine, free Social Security and Medicare advice, a trusted voice in Washington, and a community of like-minded patriots who love this great nation. By becoming an AMAC member, you're strengthening a movement dedicated to preserving the principles we hold dear. Take advantage of this election year special, 4 years for $30, and be part of the solution over the next 4 years. You can now join us at amac.us/Lara. That's amac.us/LARA. All right, and to get to our two guests tonight, before we bring them on, Global Ascension Studios just released this trailer. The movie is out now. Check this out.
11-month-old girl shot in the face because of woke, criminal-loving district attorneys.
Come on, murderer. Seems like all the artist activists are on the left. Except for Scott LoBaido.
This line is to show respect and honor to those who died, got shot in the fucking head, protecting us. You try to take that fucking blue line down, I'll paint it till the day I die. My mother's advice, whatever you do with your life, as long as you believe it in your heart. My father's advice was, son, take from nobody.
We must take a stand. Are you ready? Live, ride, live.
God didn't give me a gun and a bayonet. He gave me paint and brush, and I will fight to the fucking death for this country.
We are so excited. We are joined by the head of Global Ascension Studio, Joshua Maccielo, and the star of their new documentary. It looks amazing. The Relentless Patriot, Scott LoBaido. Joshua and Scott, thank you so much. Welcome to the show. Scott, I got to start with you. I've seen a lot of your work out there. It's honestly incredible. I love everything you do. I love your passion. Why is it important for people to see this movie? Tell everybody out there.
It's a movie about my 30 plus years of, painting flags, fighting the political correct beast 30 years ago when nobody else was doing it. And I just used my gift. I said, I'm not going with the art world. I hate the art world. They hate me. Their elitist agenda. If you don't follow it, then you're not an artist. And I said, I'm going on my own. I'm going out there and kind of teach people. This movie teaches people how to fight. You could sit there all you want on your, on your cell phone and say, oh, I'm so upset. The country's falling apart. Get off your ass and do something. Now, you don't have to release penis balloons with judges on it. Go pizza at the, mayor's office and do the crazy things I've done or paint giant flags. There's a way that people can fight. It's the 11th hour. And at 12 o'clock, we lose everything, Laura. You know that. If Donald Trump has to become president or we lose it all. We need to get out there. And this movie, yes, it's about my life, my work, and my career. But it is a wake-up call. It really is a passionate wake-up call. Last night we had the premiere. People were like crying after the movie. They came up to me and said, thank you. You're showing me how I could do something. Whether it's go to a school and say, you're not teaching my kid that, without being violent, without destroying anything, just using your First Amendment right. And don't be afraid of what people are going to tell you. That's one of the biggest messages in the movie. And it's also about getting the creative conservative community out, of the closet. There's millions of us, like Josh, Global Ascensions. He took the chance. See, he's the new brave patriot. I've been doing this. Chris Martini is the director, a new brave patriot. These people are open up. We're going to open it up for other artists, musicians, dancers, singers, actors, directors, movie studios to come out of the closet and bring family values, conservative, patriotic film and art back to where we deserve it. We deserve our place.
I love it so much. And Josh, I want to talk to you and ask you in a second. But Scott, let me ask you this really quickly. So obviously you allude to the fact that in the art world, you're kind of an anomaly. We know typically the political leanings of artists out there, whether it's art, physical art, whether it's music, acting, whatever it is. Do you ever have people come up to you and are like, hey, like low key, I'm actually on your side? Does that ever happen to other artists to you?
All the time for the last 30 years. But lately, people are actually coming out because they saw me and I got abused and beaten and broken and property damage. Critics destroyed me. I didn't care because I saw this country was going in the wrong direction. And that was my priority. Not showing my artwork, not making money, teaching people with the gift that I have that we need to save this country.
We really have to. Josh, what inspired you to take on this project to really kind of document Scott and so much of his life? And I love the idea that people can leave this this movie and really say, okay, I have something I can do. Everyone wants to know how to get involved. But what was it for you that inspired you to take this on?
Well, in 2019, my partners and I, Derek Chan and Arthur Sarkeesian, we came together and we didn't like, Arthur's been doing, he did all the Rush Hour movies, While You Were Sleeping. Derek was part of DreamWorks and That Machine. And we didn't like what we saw Hollywood becoming. So we wanted to build a media company, not a studio, a media company that was going to combat the evil Hollywood woke agenda and all the demonic stuff that we know, because we have friends there, that we saw was happening in this weird business. And we said we wanted to do something, and we created this whole entity behind those values, those morals. And as we're sitting during COVID, we see this maniac Italian guy that is fighting out in front of courthouses and throwing pizza at the footsteps of the mayor. And we said, wait a minute, we like this guy. He stands for everything we want to build our media company around. And we dropped, Lara, some very big projects that were feature films and put Scott's film in first position and said, you know what? I told Scott, I made Scott two promises. I said, we're going to go to Mar-a-Lago and I'm going to have President Trump get on stage and say he loved this movie. Well, we got close. He said, I saw half of it and it's fantastic. I love the Trump. I do. I saw half of it. It's fantastic. He did that whole thing. And we got to spend a few days with him. And then I said, we're going to get this a theatrical release when nobody said a movie like this could get it because of that. Well, thank God for AMC and Regal and Cinemark, because we're in, as of this morning, 1,000 screens nationwide.
All right, I want to tell you about one of our sponsors, Swiss America. Our country's facing so many problems these days under Joe Biden. The last thing any of us need is more to worry about. Unfortunately, we now have to fear losing our freedom and privacy with the Democrats' new push for a digital dollar that could allow the government to tell us what we can and cannot buy with our own hard-earned money. That's why I'm encouraging every one of you tuning into the show right now to get The Secret War on Cash, an insightful report created by my friends at Swiss America. With this report, you'll learn how to protect yourself from the threats facing our freedom and your hard-earned money. The report is available right now to my listeners free of charge. Just call 1-800-289-2646 or visit www.swissamerica.com/Trump for your free report. If you suffer from chronic pain, listen up. Here's a way to help you get real relief. As a fitness fanatic myself, I understand that recovery is just as important as the workout. But whether you're recovering from an injury or just looking for everyday relief from pain in your joints and muscles, nerve pain, fibrosis, and inflammation, I recommend Golden Revive Plus from Up Wellness. This advanced all-natural formula combines 6 powerful anti-inflammatory ingredients, including a proprietary turmeric extract that's 200 times stronger than raw turmeric. All of this to address the root cause of your pain, reducing scarring, swelling, and tissue damage using the healing powers of nature to help your body heal itself. Formulated by husband and wife team Doctors Josh and Amanda Levitt, Golden Revive Plus gives you real pain relief and better range of motion, plus better heart, eye, and brain health. Join the over 300,000 Americans who are already using Golden Revive Plus to get and stay pain-free. For a limited time, you can try Golden Revive Plus for 30% off at goldenrevive.com. Just use promo code Trump in checkout. Wow, that's amazing. So everybody go out, check out this movie. This is incredible. Scott, what is the significance behind the title, The Relentless Patriot?
If you really get to know me, I am effing relentless. I have no fear. Everything that I do is what is on the people's minds, but these people are working. Sadly, they're not allowed to exercise there. A school teacher can get away with, posting online about teaching their 6-year-old student about a sex change, but a fireman or a cop can't say, I'm a Trump supporter or I support Scott LoBaido. You see how weird that is? And I speak for them because at this point they can't. But that's all going to change once your father-in-law gets elected. Everybody's fired. All those judges, DAs, prosecutors, the DOJ, Mayorkas, they have to open up a McDonald's because that's the only job they're going to get after your father-in-law fires them. And like I always say, the red light means the fries are done. That's all they're going to know.
That's all they need to know. Josh, you mentioned that people can actually go out into the movie theater and see this. Were you worried about actually being able to get this in like a proper movie theater type of thing? I feel like so oftentimes, and I've even experienced it with projects that I've worked on, there's a lot of hesitation to do anything that doesn't seem to fall in lockstep with what the left is pushing, with that whole agenda. Were you worried about that? And did that, was it harder than you thought, or how was the whole experience of that?
Look, I'm a man of faith. I'm on my knees praying 3 times a day. So I believed it was all going to work out. But was I focused on making sure it happened and had some concern a little bit? Sure. There was a little concern. And are we having to pre-sell tickets and do things like that to show that people want to see it rather than some other movies that didn't have to do that? Yeah, but I'm still thankful to the fact that AMC, Regal, and Cinemark took a chance and said, hey, we're going to give you guys a shot. And we started to see some movie theaters only had 1 day, 1 show. Now they got multiple days and multiple shows. So you were starting to see the Patriots step up. But as Scott would say, don't take your foot off the neck. Keep the pressure on, because again, this is really a movement. It's not a movie. This is about, hey, wake up. We had 300 people at our premiere at the Time Center last night, of all places. We did our premiere at the Time Center in New York. And people are like, what? How'd you pull that off? Well, we have the ability to make things happen. And about 30% of them were liberal. They all came out and told us how much they loved the movie, by the way, just so you know. So this movie's starting to reach across the aisle.
By the way, that's the goal. And I think now is really the time to see a shift like that, because everybody can feel it out there. It's palpable that we need a change in this country. And I think a lot of people who may have voted for Joe Biden in 2020, do I believe there were 81 million of them? No, I don't. But all those people who actually did go vote for Joe Biden look around and they're like, this is a mess. We've got to change the way we're doing things. And so I love that this is opening people up to that. Scott, do you think the liberal media may be a little apprehensive about people seeing this movie? What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. Because we know here, they're petrified of like us, people like us, because we are here to make change. Art changes history. We know that. Since the beginning of civilization, it was always art, the unsung hero that changes society. And that's where God put me at this point, 30 years ago, because this was coming down the pipeline, to not do it by myself, but to teach people, get other people involved, like I do now have, like Josh and these other artists and stuff. And, I'm a man of balance. People hate me because I'm a conservative artist. But realistically, those people that know me closer to me realize that if this country was being destroyed by the conservatives too far, like the radicals have done, then I would be doing the same thing for the liberal side to balance it out. We want balance. We can get that. We always fluctuate. The 70s, we were liberal. Then the 80s, we were more conservative, but we always were right here. But a couple of decades ago, the radical left took it to the moon. And we can only blame them so much, Lara, because in my opinion, I give tough love. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to speak the truth. It is our fault because we allowed that to happen. We were complacent, busy sucking up all this delicious milk and honey in this country, as we should, as men and women died for us to do that. But people didn't realize that it could be pulled right out of the rug, right from underneath them, not by an enemy from without, but from people right in this country. And that's where we're at. And I feel we're going to get this balance. Once we get that alpha, tough guy back in office, Donald Trump, and the rest of us, fighters, generals, patriots, we will get that balance back. And the liberals will calm down and see that they screwed everything up. And then we can start all over again and still hate each other, but not to the level we're at right now.
Well, but look, we used to be able to have a debate in this country, right? That was the foundation really of America, is that it's the marketplace of ideas. I might think of things one way, you might think of things another way, but we could sit down and have a civilized conversation about it. And somewhere along the lines, you're right, Scott, over the past couple decades, something happened. And specifically, I believe over the past like 9 years, things really shifted where you can't sit down. It's very hard to have these conversations with people because we are so divided. But I agree with you. The pendulum, I believe, has to swing back. And I think we're on the verge of that. I love that you are so outspoken, that you're so unafraid, that you are translating that bravery really to so many people out there through this film. Give people an idea really quick, Scott. What are some of your most famous works, and what are the things maybe you're most known for to people?
I'll just give a quick rundown. Just painting American flags throughout every state in this country, driving, living off the land. It's part of the movie. Painting the biggest flag ever painted in Texas. Doing a lot for my veterans, putting them on a pedestal. And of course, some of my public stunts, you know, art. It's art installations like the balloon thing with the judges. That was epic. You know, painting the blue line down Highland Boulevard in Staten Island, and the mayor tried to make me remove it. And I fought him because he didn't have a permit for the Black Lives Matter. And it's still there, that blue line. So it's things like that that move people. That
Crybaby De Niro. What about Crybaby De Niro? That was a good one too, Scott.
Oh, yeah. The Trump knocking out De Niro and that famous picture I unveiled in front of the courthouse. That was a good one.
Oh my gosh. Tell me really quickly for the audience, the balloons, just explain did you come up with that idea, and tell everybody about it really quickly.
Yeah, well, here's these judges, lawyers, and prosecutors humiliating not only Donald Trump, but us and the judicial system that they swore in office. So I said, how do I humiliate? I have to return the humiliation. 100 giant 4-foot helium penis balloons with all their faces and release it in front of the courthouse out of the back of a U-Haul truck. The wind was just perfect, epic.
Wow. Well, it sent a message loud and clear. That certainly got people's attention. And that's the whole point, right? I mean, we've got to get people to wake up. If you are asleep right now, it's time to wake up, because it's going to take all of us to save this country. Josh, you said it's out now, but when will it be available on streaming? Where can people find it, if they don't get to see it in the movie theater?
Look, our hope now, I'm hoping a former president sends a Truth Social post, because he called us the only conservative movie studio in Hollywood.
Oh.
He said he loved the movie. It's fantastic. Maybe the favorite president of all time can send a Truth Social post saying, get to theaters June 13th, because our plan was to release it on the eve of the birthday of the greatest president of all time. So it's going to be there. And then I would expect within the next 2 to 3 weeks following, we'll have our streaming aligned as well. And then folks can see it on stream. I mean, Lara, you got to see it yourself. We had, as Scott said, people were laughing, cheering, crying. There's 9/11 moments in there.
Wow.
Scott's been awarded by the VFW so much for his work. So if you're a real patriot, get to the theaters, folks. Global Ascension Studios is going to be doing this. We're in talks and working on doing a story about the most famous president of all time next. That's our next project, just so you know, with some folks.
I like that.
So we're not stopping. We're keeping our foot on the gas, and we're going to wake this country up. But we need the support from folks like you and your family, because we're here to take all the lickings that come for the rights of the people are.
Yeah, well, we have to. I mean, we've got to hold the line, because there's no other option. Otherwise, we lose this country. Is there a website people can go to find out more?
Yes, the relentlesspatriot.com, the relentlesspatriot.com. And you can also, Fandango's there, Cinemark, Regal, you can buy your tickets right at the website as well.
Amazing. Well, Scott and Josh, I just want to say congratulations on a really epic film and something that I think actually people leave and hopefully they have an idea of how they themselves can make a difference, because we all can play our part and we all have to play a part. We cannot sit on the sidelines. We cannot sit idly by while our country literally goes down the tubes. We have to save it. And it comes this election cycle, comes the first day of early voting. It comes November 5th when Donald Trump is reelected as our 47th president. So Josh and Scott, congrats on the film. Thank you guys for being with us here on The Right View. To everybody at home, as always, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and follow. Go see the film. We'll see you back here next time for more of The Right View.
Thank you, Laura.
And I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out.
Nothing is worse than being on a phone call that drops. Nothing is worse than trying to text someone and you can't reach them because your phone is out of service range. And nothing is worse than supporting these major corporations and companies who don't support us. That is why I love Patriot Mobile. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless network. They use every cell tower out there available to all networks so that they have the greatest 4G and 5G coverage nationwide, and they support the causes that are important to us as conservatives. If you go today to patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump and use the promo code Trump, you will get free activation today. Again, that is patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump. The promo code is Trump for free activation so that you can get a great cell plan and feel good about doing it.